I'm here at my office waiting for tasting appointments, and I was looking around at all these display cakes that I have, and I thought I would show you a little trick. If you're doing display cakes and you don't have a whole lot of room to store them, because who does, one way to do it is to do different proportions on the tiers so that it looks bigger than it is, then you have little tiny cakes. I remember seeing a Ron Ben Israel article, and he had all these shelves behind him in the picture, and it was covered with these little tiny cakes, but they were the ones that I'd seen in magazines that looked enormous. So the light bulb went off, and I was like, oh boy, that's a good way to do it. So usually when I do a display cake, a dummy cake, I leave it the regular size just so people can see it. But if you don't have a lot of space, and I'm really running out of space for display cakes, you can make them smaller. Just keep the proportions right and they look bigger. So this one is a 468. And it's a small cake. It's tiny. To me, that's tiny because I do big weddings usually. But that's kind of the proportionate size that you're looking for. This one is a 579. So I'm not sure what you can see in this picture, but see, it just looks wider. Same height, looks wider. Now, the one that I figured this out, if you do a teeny tiny, this one is a 468, but the tiers are only 3 inches high. So the difference between the width and the height of the tier, when you photograph this, it makes it look a lot bigger. So you can put this on a cake stand. If you photograph it so that it fills the frame of the picture, it's going to look a lot bigger, and you can get away with storing a very small cake in a much smaller space, but you have a picture of something that looks larger. The only thing to remember when you're doing this is that when you put the decorations on a cake that has a taller tier, like the normal cake tier height, you're going to have to make them proportionally large. So you can't take like a 5-inch peony and put it on this cake. Just make sure that you scale everything down so that it's going to be about the same size that it would be on a normal cake. But you know, it's a trick, it's a visual trick, but it's a good way to do it to keep not having to store 90,000 display cakes, which I have all around me over here. So that's it. I just thought I'd point that out. Try it and see if it works for you.